Good morning, YouTube. This is Debbie, and I just thought I'd show y'all my December daily for 2015. I used this Shiny Gold Project Life album from Becky Higgins, so there's going to be quite a bit of glare, and I apologize for that. And I honestly didn't think I'd have that much to put in a December daily, but it got pretty stuffed. This is my gold Christmas tree. I I had an old tree, an old white one that I was going to throw it out. It had turned yellow, and I just spray painted it gold, and it came out really pretty. I did this page as kind of a mixed media with some paint and stuff. And this is some close to my heart stamps, and this is my grandson and I. We were sitting on the couch looking at, I was showing him my Christmas planner I made. Here's another picture of my Christmas tree, and here's the Christmas tree in my dining room. And this was my Christmas present for my son. He put a brand new roof on my house. And how nice was that? Let's see what I can do about this glare. Yep. That's a little better. And then he also brought me a huge chicken coop. A chicken coop is so stinking cute. Looks like a little house. It's got window boxes and stuff like that. And this was my grandson's, they called it a short, no, this was the concert they had over at the high school when my grandson was in, and this is his, was his program. This is a picture of my granddaughter and I at the Texas Renaissance Festival in front of the Old World Christmas tree. And this is a picture of my dining room and my cat making herself comfy on the table. This is my daughter and I. We were at Hobby Lobby and she tried on this hat goofing off. I've got that same hat I wear every Christmas. This is my grandson, and I bought him a little Christmas fedora, and he's wearing that fedora. He loves those fedoras. It makes him look like the Blues Brothers. And this is a pair of earrings one of my clients gave me. They were just beautiful. She made those. Sorry about the kitty visit. Choo-choo, get down. These are my some of my my newest Starbucks cups. I get Starbucks Christmas. I've got all the Starbucks Christmas ornaments. There's some journaling about it. This is my granddaughter Amanda. She got a job at Fazoli's, and that's her first job, and that was her first day's work. This is my favorite Christmas decoration. I have this little tiny Santa about this big, and he holds a votive, and he's like he's warming his hands over the fire. This is the red cup from Starbucks. I cut it out and stuck it in here. There's my newest Santa Claus from my collection, this great big one, and then I got this big one. These are some of my Santas. I got quite a few more than that. And I saw this on the internet, and I love it. It says, less me, less pride, less anger, less drama, less gossip, less bitterness, less complaining, less selfishness, and more Jesus. These are my two new Santas. These things are huge. I had no way to pack those things up. I had no idea they were that big. And up here it says it's a collection obsession. I love them all. I've got, I don't know how many I've got. It's kind of scary. And then here's my tree with the presents under it. And this is the tree at my daughter's house. And this is a tag. And this is it says traditions. This is our little traditions. I have a tablecloth that I put out at Christmas, and it's made of a canvas drop cloth. And every Christmas I get everybody at the there on Christmas to sign it and date it. And this is my grandson dating it. And there's our annual picture of the cat laying on top of it in her most graceful of all poses. And then here's the tablecloth with the all the signatures on it. This is my Advent wreath, and you'll notice that I don't have the numbers in here, like day 1 and day 2. My brain doesn't work that way. It is a miracle that I put this album together at all, and there's no way my brain was going to put these things in order. But I love it. It just turned out perfect as far as I'm concerned. All the events are in there, and it doesn't matter when they happened. These are our stockings. There was a bunch of them. Now I've filled every one of them up. And this is my Christmas tree in the living room and the fireplace. These were my nails for Christmas, and I let them grow out a little too long before I took a picture of them. This is my granddaughter. She was sitting at the table wearing these reindeer antlers, and the look on her face was priceless. And this was my favorite Christmas card that I got this year, this Santa card. I just thought that was beautiful. And inside here, I have a list of addresses, and I'm not going to, I guess I better not take those out, but I belong to a message board. I have since 2005 or something. It's been around. It used to be on the Organized Christmas, but then when they took down their message boards, 2 more groups started message boards, and it's been going on ever since. And we have a group around the world, and we mail Christmas cards to each other. And this was my favorite. And I have the list in here with all their names. And this is one of the things one of the ladies sent me. And it's a list of Bible verses to read each night in the month of December. And I just tucked that in there. And I put cards from some of the special cards, just that way they would have all fit in here, because I got over 50 of them. But this was from a precious lady that one of my clients, she was in her late 90s, and it was just a beautiful card, and she wrote on the envelope that she really wanted me to read what was inside and take it to heart. She was a beautiful woman. This card was one that my daughter made for me, and I think it just turned out too stinking cute for words. And I put the envelopes in there too with their addresses. And this is from a neighbor of ours. And she's been our neighbor for over 40 years. I grew up in this house, well, over 50 years, I guess. Well, we moved in this house in 1963, so you do the math. And this was from another one of our neighbors for over 40 years. And this was from my ex-sister-in-law. And this was from a dear client of mine. And this is part of a list of addresses that I had collected. This was from my precious granddaughter, my precious oldest granddaughter. And we get cards. Here's a picture of where I had them hung in the living room. And I got over 50 of them, and I got them from all different countries. So I took the postage stamps off all the cards, and I stuck them on this piece of paper, and I've got them from, oh my word, let's see. I've got them from Australia, Canada, I think there's some in there from Scotland. I know there's several in there from England. I don't know, there's a bunch of them in there. And I do this every year. I love getting these cards. I just get a big old kick out of it. I tried to send them to all my extended family for years, and I never got one back. But I started sending to strangers, and I get them back all the time now. Go figure. And these, I bought gingerbread kits for all the grandkids. My grandkids are all teenagers now, but they had a ball making these things. And Amanda is so intent when she makes her... everything's got to be perfect, and she's got to do it just exactly her way. She is a very individual person. And Emily here, she's got a look on her face like, oh my God, what is this? And there's my grandson, and there's me and my grandson. He's such a little monkey. And this is some journaling I did about it. And here's Amanda working on hers. We just had such a good time. And he's so intent on getting that thing on there. There's my daughter with her finger in the frosting. That is her all over again. That's her permanent pose there. She loves frosting better than anything I ever saw in my life. And one of my daughter's traditions is every Christmas Eve they drink hot cocoa and they watch the Polar Express, and they do this every year. And I had this little card here. It says 'twas the night before Christmas, and I had Emily was working and she fell asleep on the sofa. Everybody was on the sofa watching Polar Express and drinking hot cocoa. And they had these little hot cocoa and the star flakes and the little cups of hot cocoa, and they were just so stinking cute. And here's me and my two granddaughters sitting on the sofa, and there's my daughter and her husband and her son and her niece, and there's my granddaughter and her cousin. And this is at my daughter's house for Christmas, and this was their first Christmas in their new home, and that's all the presents. And my daughter's a big Star Wars fan, and I bought her this huge stormtrooper. She's sitting here with this stormtrooper, and I had this cut file. I made this years ago, and I never could find a use for it. But it fit right there next to that picture of her and her stormtrooper. And then here we had Christmas dinner at her house, and this is her table. Here's my grandson. He's making Oreo balls, I think it was. And here's the little Oreo balls he made. He loves doing things like that. And this is Christmas Day. This is we're all sitting around opening our gifts. This is my son and my daughter and her husband. And this is my Advent wreath, and here's a little card I made telling about my Advent wreath. And here's my darling girls. I love them so much. Here's another picture of my Advent wreath, and here's my grandkids, and we're lighting the Advent wreath. And I was reading the prayers. And here's all our trees. This is my tree that I put up in my shop at work. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the trees at work, and the little cluster of trees. They put up about 25, 30 trees this year. It was awesome. And here's a picture of my Christmas planner that I made after Christmas. And here's a screenshot of the weather for Christmas. Here's like my gift list, and here's my stocking stuffer list, and my gift closet list. And I think this is a little finger puzzle that the granddaughter made. And here's a picture of my sister and I. We were in Target. She was trying on the Goofy hat, and I was holding up the Goofy jammies. And I think that's pretty much it. This is a flap I made that I didn't use. Here's a group of us at the Renaissance Festival. Here's me and my baby, my little Jose. He does not take a good picture. I have a little solid black Chihuahua, and he is just absolutely the love of my life. And here's his little dish and his little bowl. Oops, let me get him over here where you can see him. And every year I put out every holiday I put out a different kind of placemat for him. He's got one for Thanksgiving and one for Halloween. And after Christmas, we kidnapped my granddaughter. We had her in the van. She had her phone on. And we took her to the park to see the lights. The first year they came to Texas, we went to Santa's Wonderland, and she didn't get to go. She had the flu. So we went and kidnapped her, and we took her out to the park to show her all the lights. And we had a really good time. And here's a picture of my favorite Christmas ornaments. Here's a little snowman that my youngest son made for me when he was in grade school. And here's a picture of the girls cut out their hands in fun foam when they were 3 and 4 years old. And here's a picture of my elf feet. I tried to find those feet for the longest. They stick in the tree like feet sticking out of the tree. It was hysterical. I love those feet. It looks like the elf jumped into the tree. Anyway, that's my December daily. I didn't do it in order, and I really needed bigger rings because this sucker is stuffed to the hilt. I honestly didn't think that I would have much to put in there, but I had a lot more than I thought I would. I expect my December daily this year is going to be considerably smaller. All my kids moved back to Florida, so it's just going to be me and my sons and my sister this year. But anyway, that's my December daily and our crazy family. And thanks for watching. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe if you need.